Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Opportunity. Our scientific mission is straightforward. Examine the space around, monitor the surface of, and perhaps lead a team into the anomaly at Sector A98. Tune in to hear John Garlick run the adventure with Jay Duguay, John Kennedy, Justin Wiggy, myself, and a host of special guests joining us at the table. Galactic adventures begin just after this music.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gaming with Scott. I am here with Josh Jackson.
What's up?
Jay Duguay.
I'm terrified.
Wiggy.
I love you.
Yeah, we're all going to die. And our GM of Doom, Terror of Star, what do they call it in Star Trek?
What are we
Star Trek
The Game
Adventure.
Master.
I think, that's a good question. I'll have to look in the book.
The
All right,
Roddenberry.
well, that's
Anyway.
fine. We can find it later. There are steampunk, cyberpunk, starfish of Doom.
They're just big starfish.
Are they
That's creepy
They're
enough.
squishy.
When you say big, no, they're not. They're clean. They skitter. They're
they're-
made of metal.
No, they're just crusty.
That's worse.
So are they,
They are made
crustaceans.
of. They're made of shell.
are they humanoid?
Not at all.
Not at
No,
all.
they're starfish.
Oh, no. I was wondering, are they like...
They're
Like,
Well, I don't know if I've
Um,
been able to tell anything about anybody. about
basically
this story.
imagine 10 like arm or leg sized ropey, wiggly,
Tentacles.
spiky tentacles attached more or less to a small knot in the center, and they can walk around.
No, I was just kind
Pick
of
up
picturing
things.
like the crew of Davy Jones's ship. In
No,
Pirates.
they are.
That's an octopus.
They are just.
Oh,
Not him specifically, the crew.
They are just,
Literally, like...
they vary from size between like.
do they
you
have
know,
faces?
No faces. Their sight organs. They
Or
seem
like
to have
on their arms.
on their arms. All of their organs are on their arms. They are just made of arms.
Oh, that sounds. Oh, yeah. Their arms are like holding eyeballs. That's terrible.
And occasionally they'll, but yeah, they're distributed.
So, how do I make a
Organs.
Call of Cthulhu-esque sanity roll at this point?
Well, they're pretty scary. But
Right,
they're.
but I'm saying,
it's
how do I
hard-
do that in this game?
Oh, I'd say that would be an insight plus command.
I feel like
Because
this has
insight
gone
is knowing yourself, and
really
command
dark for
is.
Star Trek.
What if I rolled the exact adding those two together?
Then that is still a success.
Okay, good. All right.
All right, you don't.
Because I was
freak
just
out.
going to because if there were more of them coming down, I was just about to set to flip from stun to kill and just start. Just
Where is your Starfleet training?
this
So
dude?
do I
This
get
is
to-
terrifying. This is
Turn around and run at this point. Is
All
that
right,
what?
so
so
there are
Scott might
about-
have an issue with this
Yeah.
particular imagery.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But
I
anyway,
projected.
there are. So you've seen.
Also, who's in charge of this mission?
Yeah, go ahead. All right, Commander.
I believe it would be
That'd
you,
be
Commander.
you.
Okay.
So anyhow,
So you
let me
can't
just set the
lose it.
scene,
Oh, God.
and then we'll get into it. The first thing you see is the hallway is up ahead from around a corner. There are, hard to say how many because they're kind of on each other, walking.
God.
Some of them are on the ceiling, some of them are on the walls, as they just sort of roll around the corner. But they're moving fairly slowly. Clack, 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 clack.
Are we doing
as
a
each
Halloween
little
episode
horny,
early?
spiky arm touches the metal, there's a little pokey noise. But you'd say there are maybe 10
What is the floor made of?
metal.
Like grating metal or
No, just solid.
sheet?
It's a solid metal with sort of a golf ball like texture to it.
Like plate steel, though.
Yeah, plate steel.
Okay.
And
Are
you
there
see
any species in Star Trek that are anything like this that we have seen? Like,
No sapient ones with ships. Like there are
Okay.
probably
It's a new
like starfish like creatures on a variety of worlds. It's one of the first organisms on Earth
Good point.
That so it's probably pretty common in the universe to have something like that,
But not flying a spaceship.
but
Got
not
it.
flying a spaceship.
Got it.
And also, they are completely non-humanoid
Yeah, that's what's so creepy to me.
because, well, they are from outside the Milky Way.
So is this like Patrick Starfish with more arms?
Not even a little bit.
They're not wearing.
It is a pile. It is basically imagine like a forest made of black yarn that's coming. That's coming to hug you. It's kind of
No.
like that. Yeah.
No,
Sea anemone.
this is like.
Thankfully, you're a fully logical Vulcan who will keep the rest of the crew.
you
at heel.
Don't
humans.
screw it up.
So this does not pertain to me with botany or geology.
But yeah, they are. But they are sort of clacking along down the hallway towards the place where their friend just got gratuitously shot.
Are they?
You are Wiggy. Fleetwood is the closest.
Are they? Does their mannerisms seem aggressive or does it seem curious?
Entirely inscrutable. They are moving, but it is
Towards their comrade or
towards in your general direction. It's coming right for us.
Pulling out my phaser with my knife.
from
Set
just
to
one
kill.
one direction? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, they are coming from one end of the
1D.
hallway.
From 1D.
So you're the closest. You are standing next to their guy. You're going through his little bowl. It's a little like a colander full of It's like, oh, that looks just like a screwdriver, except it's sort of it's made of just one rod of metal with a little hook on the end, presumably where they hold it.
Okay. I'm going to put that bowl of tools down on the other side of it, closer to them.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to sit down and
Okay.
watch them.
All right.
This guy is fascinated.
Okay.
He's never seen this kind of alien before.
And that's quite true.
So he is
You see
fascinated.
okay, they clack 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 come all the way up to your buddy here, Mr. Fleetwood, as he watches as this black writhing mass of arms.
Careful. That's all I say. Go
Okay.
ahead.
And you see that they one of them reaches out and grabs the bowl, and another one reaches out and starts touching the one that's fallen over. And they stop. You see that they sort of begin to spread out into the room, across the hallway in front of you. But there are several different arms that are touching this one that has been shot. You see that the scorch mark from the phaser hit. They poke around that, and then one of them, a tentacle, picks up in an almost snake-like S curve and begins sort of looking around, and it sees you. And begins to, and several tentacles come out and begin studying you from different angles.
Okay. I just
Okay.
put my arms up and let them do their thing.
Okay. You put your arms up and your hands empty. They look at you.
Commander? Commander?
Yeah. Yes.
I motion with the phaser rifle. Yes?
No. Just
I could stun them both. We'll
Nope.
drag him.
we're gonna. Mac, are you okay?
Yeah, they're not hurting me.
Okay.
Yet.
Okay.
This is a good opportunity to see what their native behavior is.
You feel safe. right
It's a
now?
good opportunity if it's anything like Earth stuff if they could snap you in half without even.
We have to keep in mind that we're not. This is Uncharted.
All right.
This is not.
This is science.
We boldly go.
This you see that several of these limbs from a couple of different distinct starfish pick up the one that has been dropped. They lift him up almost seems effortlessly. They're probably pretty strong. And the one that was stunned or killed by the phaser blast is being carried away by a couple of them. The rest of them are staying. And the arms are extended and are examining you intently.
Okay. I don't do anything. I don't move a muscle.
After about 2 or 3 minutes, the situation has not changed. What would you like to do?
So they're still just like touching him?
They're looking at him. Actually, you see some of them. Some of the tentacles are extending little smaller filaments. You think they might be smelling you?
Okay.
Nice.
Do you reach your hand out and let them like you would like a dog?
I think this is just their process, and we need to let them have their process. If my guess is that if they think I'm okay, then we'll all be okay, and we'll be able to move around without them bothering us. I feel like if we attack them, we're going to initiate some kind of survival mode.
I agree.
Okay. I'm going to turn to the wall next to me. Is it deck plating just like the floor?
More or less, yeah. It is a different texture. There is a definite up and down in this structure.
But if I hit it with phaser fire, so what I want to do is I want to do the scene where they take out the phaser and it heats up the rock and that kind of warms up the room. I don't want to fire at them, and I don't want to do a floor plating where somebody steps on it.
Okay.
With like their feet, but I want to heat up the ambient temperature of the room and let them know that I have the means of giving off energy, not in a threat way, but in their ship has been absorbing energy.
Okay.
The idea of I'm just going to take a panel and just put it on the lowest setting and kind of until
cook
it gets
it up until it gets hot.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
To see if they do anything.
All right. You discharge the phaser at the wall slowly, and it heats up a roughly hexagonal panel about arm's length across. It radiates. It gets cherry red. It's nice and toasty. You see that after a couple of seconds, the creatures seem to notice. One of them moves over and waves a tentacle at it, feeling the heat. But it doesn't. They don't seem to have put the two together.
That I was the cause of this.
It seems to. I mean, they seem aware of you. One of them sort of moves around you, giving you a fairly big personal space bubble. But it seems to be more interested in the glowing metal panel than you particularly. Additionally, it seems like there's no special energy absorbing going on. It is heated up like a piece of metal.
Okay.
There's no like.
Well, I didn't know if it was, and then it cools quickly.
Yeah,
like,
it's not
was
sucking
absorbed
out
by
the power.
Oh, okay, all right.
It is just a metal thingy.
Okay, all right. Do they all leave Mac alone, or is it just like one or two of them went, "Hey, what's that?"
I mean, they're examining him intently. He was right next to their boy. But there are some that are sort of standing still. One of them is examining the panel. You're beginning to take more or less of a head count. You can see that there are 8 remaining.
O'Neill.
Enough to fill this whole side of ahead of you with wiggly arms.
Yes, Commander?
Approach this starfish and see if they react differently to you than they do Fleetwood.
Okay. So I'll walk up.
You see that. You approach. They. You see that they seem to sense the movement, and the eyes, question mark, turn towards you, the eye spots. And after a couple of seconds, most of them turn back towards Fleetwood.
They like Fleetwood.
Should we just find the bridge and see if we can move the ship?
I'll just sit here if they'll let you guys go on. I'll sit here with them, and then you can always just beam me out whenever you're ready.
Why don't you just come with us?
Let's see what happens when we all try to leave.
Okay.
And
That's
if
fair.
it becomes an issue, we'll go from there.
Okay.
Okay. You deploy... okay. You stand up. They don't seem to have really recognized this change of posture as very significant and are still looking at about stomach level, which was where your head was. They're just sort of looking. You guys start to mosey. Which way would you like to go past them towards the organic mass? And
Which way did they come from where we
no, they were coming from the opposite direction.
where we were heading?
Yes.
What happens when I back up like 2 steps?
They do not seem to react to that. They're just looking.
All right, let's try to go forward.
Okay. It will take a little bit of... Now, to avoid touching one, it will take a little bit of balance,
Do we...
if that's what you want to do.
None of them touched you so far?
None of them have touched him.
Okay. It makes me nervous that he brought that up.
I mean, it is something.
Welcome to roleplay.
They're kind of filling the door, filling the hall. To
it's
step around them. I mean, they are the
You
size
want-
of a carpet.
You walk into a room, there's a dresser, there's a table, there's a rug. Wait, why did he tell me there's a rug? He didn't tell me about rugs anywhere else. He didn't tell me if the other crew members touched me. Yeah, welcome aboard.
So
However, if you want to step over one, I would say
God.
that
have
it
you...
would take a little bit. You're all,
Oh, they're on the
medium-sized
ground
people,
too?
and some of them are on the ceiling.
Okay.
Are you going to walk right under one?
Ensign Fleetwood, did you scan them for like structure or
Yeah, he was doing his
Any
modified medical.
toxins or...
Impossible to say. They are biologically very different.
Alien. I have no idea.
Well, yeah, I just didn't know if anything that we're aware of.
I mean, you wouldn't want to eat one.
My guess is that they have reactions, that they have some kind of, for lack of a better word, symbiotic relationship with metal. But I don't know what happened. I mean, I can try to touch it.
Do you
I don't
want us?
mind.
Do you want us to head towards the? I mean, I'm not gonna. My apologies for stunning the first one. I got a little gun shy.
Well, it was dark and scary.
Yeah, I'm gonna sort of edge my way towards the end of the hall.
Okay.
Skirt the ones that I can if I need to. Just sort of. I mean, I'm not gonna be aggressive at all, but
Okay.
I am gonna kind of. Not shoulder, not hip, but like when you got
Control plus security.
I
is
gotta
what you're
slide
gonna-
I want to keep my foot on the floor and kind of get it in between them.
Yeah. Okay. Without touching the wigglies,
No,
you're
I'm-
gonna need a control plus security roll. This is going to be to carefully step around the waving arms.
Oh no, I'm gonna do like I do at the wedding when they're all kind of coming. I'm just kind of slide in. I want to just make a little room. I don't care if I touch them or not.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna.
Okay, so you're not gonna like push them out of the way, basically.
Right. I don't want to shoulder check anybody into the wall.
Okay,
this isn't Aunt Ethel, but I will kind of like excuse you and just sort of
Okay, brush past.
Yes.
if need be.
if need be. Yeah.
Okay, because it is feasible that you could avoid contact.
Nah.
but- Okay, you're gonna try it.
At this point, as far as I'm concerned, they've been touching him.
Oh,
So I
no,
don't
they
care.
haven't actually made contact with his skin.
I got it. I'm like,
But, I
okay.
mean, they've
he
been-
says they're safe.
They've been licking the air.
Yeah.
All right.
They seem to be okay.
So when I go down, drag me out.
Blah 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 blah. All right. You it seems like they're different pieces have different textures as you walk by them. Some of the spiky bits are spiky. Some of them are wiggly.
Is it mostly dry?
They're sort of, they have sort of a roughly leathery texture to them.
Okay, but not wet.
Not wet. They're not sticky.
Oh, well, that's not what I expected. And I'm like, oh, that's not what I expected at all. Okay.
I mean, there some parts of them, it seems like their eye spots are wet.
Yeah, but I'm not going to touch. I'm like, hey, look, there's your
Ah,
eye.
my
Yeah.
eye! All right.
I'm not going to go and stick them in the eye, okay?
That would be a lot. It would take a lot of nyuks.
A lot of nyuks to get that to happen. Exactly.
These, but basically, you're on the first touch. You see that they do react. One of them, you brush past it, like your pant leg touches one of them, and the tentacle suddenly whips out and wraps around your leg.
Okay, I'm just kind of let go.
Okay, it sort of pokes you a little bit, a couple of times with roughly finger length tentacle on the end of its arm, and then after a second, it unwinds, and you're able to proceed into the mass without further bother.
Okay, when I brush past the second or third one,
It does not react.
okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm starting to think that they have some kind of group consciousness. Like that would make that, maybe that was why they came in to check out the other guy. And why there's 20 of them instead of just one or two.
Maybe they're feelers for the ship.
They could be feelers for the ship.
You can see that there's a odd, spiky, crusty structure in the room ahead of you. It's hard to make out from here. It's still pretty cloudy.
How do we know these are part of the ship? Or feelers for the ship?
We don't. It's just
Speculation.
speculation.
Well, because this thing's like basically a giant seashell, right?
Mm-hmm.
What if something else moved in that wasn't the seashell originally? Like a hermit crab.
It could be.
We should just keep moving. Let's go find the
What
brain.
All right.
Commander should.
Let's continue moving forward.
All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna pick up my pace.
You guys-
not run, but
Okay, so
I'll
he
be the
was
last
moving,
one.
Okay, he was moving very gingerly at first, but you just sort of walk through this crowd of gross creatures like you own the place, and they do not stop you from moving. You see that after you all pass, one of them continues to follow you, and the rest of them disperse in different directions down the hallway. Up ahead, you see that the hallway, after it curves, opens into a larger chamber that is roughly oval shaped, and there are various shell-like pieces on the walls, and on the walls you see that there are several of these creatures stuck to it.
The starfish.
The
things?
starfish
Okay.
are stuck to the walls.
melted into the walls, or
No, they seem to be just attached in the middle.
Okay, so they're just kind of hanging on,
And
or
there are
forcibly stuck.
It's hard to tell with them,
Okay.
but they're
but not like knife stuck to the wall.
not like stuck with like a metal pin or something.
Oh, okay,
but
okay.
Staple gun.
They are,
right.
but yeah, they are, and they are several deep. They're they're layered on top of each other.
Still don't like it.
In looking around, you can see that basically this shell-like structure on the wall. It's made of calcium carbonate, bone essentially, or shell. Is
Chitinous matter.
chitinous matter.
Chitness matter? All right, whatever.
Chitliness is different.
Yes.
But yeah, you see that there are a total of 10 of these piles of creatures, where they're on a layer. After a couple of minutes of poking around, looking around, you see that one of the they're with an audible pop. One of the starfish breaks off, where you can see like there are pieces that snap.
Yeah.
Breaks off of one of these masses, and it lands on the ground, scurries away. The one that is following you is at about a 10-foot distance, but it is definitely watching you.
Okay.
But yeah, it looks like these things, as far as you can tell...
Looks like their nest.
Yeah, more or less, but also it seems like, looking closer at these things, it seems like the ones deeper in the piles are smaller and they don't have as many spiky bits. It's like they're younger.
Are they coming... Does it look like they're coming out of the...
Yes.
Okay.
And they are actually growing out of this structure.
As though they're being extruded, or they're
Yes.
They're like Play-Doh.
They eventually, every now and again, one snaps off every a few minutes.
So this is like the Play-Doh fun factory of space starfish.
Yeah, they snap off and run away down one of the various.
This is fascinating.
Various halls. This is a sort of a central area. This is a central area where there are a total of 4 different hallways leading out of here.
So I assume this is not the bridge.
Hard to tell.
Could be.
The floor is still the same golf ball textured metal.
This is the stuff of nightmares.
But
So-
yeah, they are. It looks like they are permanently attached until they snap off.
Do we see any, maybe on the floor or anything like that? Do we see any indication of a dead one?
No.
No,
They all seem to be alive. The only ones you've seen, other than maybe the one he shot, but
There doesn't seem to be any crumbled remains.
No.
Or...
Where'd they take the one that I shot? Is he just gone now? We didn't pay attention to that.
It
Damn
came
it.
this way.
Okay.
But you don't see it around.
Shit.
All I'm going to point out is last recording he said something about sea monkeys.
Come back
No.
to life like sea.
He said something like sea monkey.
No,
I
he
said
said
sea-
sea.
Oh, he
I
did.
said that it is not out of the question that there are living things that could survive being hard frozen in near absolute zero temperatures and then come back to life when there's enough energy or whatever to thaw them out.
But we have, 3 or 4 halls more to explore? Do you want to split up?
Oh, that sounds good.
There is also-
have you never watched the vids? That's how this
Oh,
happens.
stop listening.
Also, there is
Para-
a power source somewhere down one of the halls. That is what you're picking up.
Do we want to go towards the power source or...
We'll go towards the power source.
No, this is where we're supposed to split into different directions, all of us, and go everybody in their
No,
own direction
you
and
idiot,
die.
before you cut me off.
We're
I was
not
gonna say
listening to
pairs.
Cyborg.
You douche.
Let's go towards the...
I'm sorry, Commander. Douche.
Captain, please beam O'Neill back to the ship. Send us stallots.
Captain Douche?
Shallots?
Commander douche.
All right, are we heading towards the power supply?
All right.
Let's head to the... I'm going to... Which way did you say the power source was?
It is down what we'll call arbitrarily hallway number 1 on the left.
All right, I'm going to begin heading to East Hallway number 1.
Arbitrary hall.
Nice.
East Arbitrary.
East Arbitrary 1.
All right. You head down there, and this hallway is long, and it winds back on itself several times. You're not sure why, but it seems that it switchbacks several times, zigzags, as it heads towards what you can kind of hear is a rumbly noise, not unlike the sound that you would hear in your own engine room.
Yeah, this is the digestive tract. All right, we're moving on.
This is the digestive.
All right, come on.
Looking around, eventually this hallway opens out into a large chamber, easily 100 yards across. Actually, no, I'm sorry. The ship isn't that big. It's easily 20 or 30 yards across. A good sized, roughly round chamber, dominated by several large crystalline structures that run from floor to ceiling. It's you see that it's all glowing, kind of a cheery orange color. And there are several more starfish that are moving around. Some of them are stuck to the walls. One of them's sort of stuck to the crystal. They are holding various tools and doing activities around the place that you might guess might have something to do with the functioning of the ship. But it's hard to tell exactly what.
Well, tricorder readings on the crystalline structures, just see what we can get from it.
This is a very matter-antimatter power source. It's not using dilithium, but something. The crystals are hollow. They have it is agitating the air into plasma, not unlike your own starship.
Okay. So we know we can blow up.
So, wait, we don't know what's powering it?
Yeah, it's hard to say. So they have enough antimatter to fire it up, apparently.
Is it growing the starfish just to feed off of them?
Well, it seems like the starfish aren't like being eaten in here. It's it seems to be like maybe it drew off power from your ship and fired up this engine. It would take a lot of power to start it. In general, a fusion reaction, when it stops, it just stops cold. There's no radioactivity left over. Just a splash of water.
Ensign Fleetwood, do you get any readings different in here from the previous starfish?
They seem the same.
No, they're the same.
Okay.
No difference.
You actually identify one of them by the scorch mark as the one that he shot earlier. It is alive and going about its business like nothing happened.
There's your Scorchy.
Oh, is he all right? Oh, okay.
He seems happy. Enough.
Warp core engine, anyone?
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
Is it making its pulsy little?
It is totally making the wom wom noise.
It sounds like a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like this is its engine room.
Yeah, in fact, it's not terribly more advanced than your own.
All right, shall we head back and try another hull? All right.
Okay.
Yeah, we walked out. See, because the sound went away.
Oh, yeah.
All right. All right. There are two more hallways from here.
Wait, I thought there was 3
there-
hallways.
Well, there's the one you came in.
Oh, okay.
So there's
All right, so what's the main nexus when we come back? Is this like the birthing chamber?
Yeah.
more or less.
The egg sac, if
Yeah.
you will?
There
you know how
are-
to put it in aliens terms? Good. Might as well.
Yeah. I mean, they are sort of like growing on the wall, like like looking at these. You think that these aren't complete organisms in and of themselves. They don't have a digestive tract. They're probably sustained by something here.
I think the ship is eating them.
Mac, you look like you're trying to wrap your head around something.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of. I mean, everything that we know has to consume something to get energy.
Sure.
And it doesn't seem like these things are doing that in a way that we're familiar with.
Also, the other thing you've noticed, having been able to observe them while they're active, they don't seem to be really breathing the nitrogen either. Like they occasionally, will inhale it, but it doesn't. It's a neutral gas. It doesn't seem to be doing anything for their metabolism.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like they're really breathing per se.
Looking at them, you're fairly sure one of these could function in vacuum just fine.
What's O'Neill's rank again?
I believe you're a lieutenant.
All right, Lieutenant, it looks like you're going to get your wish. I'll stay here with Mac, and he can study the things while you go check out the other two hallways.
What's Rothstein's rank?
Sergeant.
All right.
Yeah, he's an entire different
Command chain.
command chain.
We'll hold the central area. You guys can go check out the other two hallways, and it'll give him a chance to do his research.
Okay, I thought you didn't want to break up.
Yeah, well,
Apparently
looks like we're on the outs. Consider this the Dear John letter. Okay.
You're an idiot.
All right.
So I just find a corner to kind of go ahead, Doc, do your thing.
Okay. You begin, taking little scrapings of the wall and looking at different stuff.
Tastes like pudding.
So we'll freeze that for the
We'll
moment.
freeze that.
Meanwhile, who's going where?
I guess we're going down the next hall.
Okay. All right. You go down hallway number 2. And this one seems to be moving more or less upwards. It's a vertical hallway. It ends where it becomes an entirely vertical... I've got to say it, don't I? An entirely vertical shaft goes up. And gravity is still oriented down.
I'm just a side note.
Yes.
I've been working on documents at work for a construction suit, and I have read the word erection so many times today that shaft.
That's a lot of erections.
Shaft does not faze me.
Okay, so, but yeah, it looks like there is a brightly lit chamber somewhere up above. You can see there's a starfish that goes clack 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 up the wall like it's nothing.
Don't we have thrusters or something on these suits?
I say we
have his masks.
Yeah.
I thought we just had breathing
we
masks.
ride a starfish up.
Do it.
No.
You know you want to grab one.
Or you could climb.
I was going to
That's
say,
an option.
we can climb.
Well, I'm gonna ride a starfish.
Okay. Occasionally, there's one that climbs down. Clack 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 clack.
I'm just going to... Let's climb. So,
Fine, let's climb.
All right. Give me a roll for each of you. This is going to be, we'll call it fitness plus security.
1 or 2.
2 dice for task rolls, please.
Fitness and security, 9 and 1, so 10.
Difficulty is going to be 1.
9 and 1.
9 and 17.
Okay.
9
2
and 17?
and 13, so 1 success.
Yes.
Okay. 1 success was what you needed. You basically...
One.
And you got 1. Okay. All right. You don't add to any... And he's massaging the wall.
Can I do hand-to-hand? Am I fighting the ship?
No. You successfully climb up into what appears to be some kind of control center. It's hard to tell. There are several of these starfish crab walking along the walls, and there are all kinds of looking at this. This is maybe a computer room. Hard to say all in all. But lots of little crystals on the walls. Everything's glowing different colors. It's very pretty. Aside from the big dark green starfish that are really gross looking.
Download their data.
Yeah, look at the computers and see if we can distinguish anything.
All right. Looking at it, you you actually see that there are. You look really close at one of these crystals, and you actually see that there is Federation data being analyzed, like it's various screenshots taken from your own ship. That they are processing it somehow. But the actual images are playing out on these crystals.
Gotcha. Tricorder readings just distinguish anything else.
All right, you. It seems that this is whatever is going on here. It is processing a very large amount of data, and occasionally one of these starfish will come in and put a different crystal on the wall, or one will take one away and leave, or one will move one from one spot to another.
Gotcha.
They're actively involved in whatever's going on.
Is there any way to try to download any of this? I literally probably have a tricorder on me and nothing else. So
you can record it.
Okay.
See all of the actively scan the computer core.
Yeah, I will attempt to do that.
All right. Give me I'll call this reason plus science roll as you get into the nitty gritty of it.
Commander Tassas should definitely do this. I'm sure you're much better than I am.
2 dice.
I
Reason
hit
plus
it
science.
with rock. Yeah, I get you.
So
No, my science is 1.
science and what?
Reason and science, please.
That would be 15 for me.
Mine was a 9.
18.
You can
and
roll
11.
to assist though.
Ooh, I want
roll
a sister.
Roll
Yeah.
1 die.
You don't want a brother. You want a sister.
I got a 6.
Okay,
I got
success.
an 11 and an 18.
Okay, so that's 2 successes. That'll give you an extra momentum.
Yay.
But you basically actively scan into the electron flow of these crystals, and there is definitely some kind of computing going on here. It's not more, it's very different, entirely different as a design, but it's not much more complicated than what you are capable of understanding. However, when you actively start scanning, after about 10 or 11 seconds, there is a noise kind of like a record scratch, and all of the crystals turn bright yellow. There's you see, and everything, all of the starfish begin running around like ants that have had their stuff.
The echinoderms keep coming.
But yeah, after about another couple of seconds, there is a very loud, sort of, it's like the whale sound. And then you hear no. It's definitely a word.
No. Yes.
But at that point, everybody is in trouble because all of these starfish turn hostile.
Oh God!
Duh.
You're down there in the
Main chamber.
in the main chamber. Immediately, clack, 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 as 5 of them, the 5 most developed starfish, one from each pile breaks off, and you see up above, everything has gone crazy. They are all flailing around frantically. You're where they're trying to smack you in the head.
Are they like literally? They're
They
coming
are
at us
attacking.
aggressive. Oh, great! Nice.
They're slapping us?
Yes, it is on. So, okay.
Can I get a communication out?
On your action, sure.
Then no. Okay.
Alrighty.
All right. So, but yeah, something you hear what I just described, and suddenly all of your happy starfish friends are no longer friendly. The natives are getting truculent. Sir.
Mac.
One of them goes smack. Give me. Let's see.
Oh, this is gonna suck.
This is going to be. This is going to be on Mac. I'm going to spend some threat.
Uh-oh.
And so that's
He died doing what he loved.
I don't like pants. I don't like pants.
okay. So let's see. That is
My pillow is hostile.
okay. That is a total
You
of
have 12 new bruises.
See that little thing that says stress on your character sheet? Mark off 8 of those.
okay.
What?
4 successes. Give me
Oh,
a.
jeez.
This is going to be a daring plus security roll as you are in melee combat. You try to. This thing is trying to aggravate you, and you're going to need to give me a
Just one?
No, both dice, please. Daring plus security as you are in melee combat. You can spend for that if you want.
I already rolled it. It's
Okay.
fine.
All right.
I got a 3 and a 20.
Okay.
Oh, this is going to be awesome.
All right. What happens next is okay. You are hit for. Let's see.
You are hit for dead.
So you did get 1 success, but so that means
One
it
drops
has
down from the ceiling.
a net of 3.
Starfish ninjas. Starfish ninjas.
That should be the title of this.
Starfish ninjas.
Starfish ninjas?
Ninja
Oh.
starfish.
I was going to say it's like a bowl of pudding with fettuccine Alfredo in it. It just lands around on your head and just around your entire face.
Fettuccine al pudding.
Ew.
Okay, that's. Okay, so that was 3 plus.
Pudfredo.
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 Okay, so you are going to take 9 stress.
Oh.
As it smacks you across the neck with its spiky arm.
And the face.
It's an arm that they haven't been using previously that is
No.
extra spiky.
It's their weapon arm.
So the way
can
that
we
this
beam out of here?
the way that this works, on your action you can ask. Okay, so this is here. Let me find my stuff. This is action order. They have the drop on you more or less, unfortunately.
Literally from the ceiling.
Yeah, from the ceiling.
All right. So ties favor the attacker, by the way, in this system.
Oh, yeah.
So you are taking 9 stress, which, if you cannot reduce it, is going to drop you.
You should reduce it.
Yeah, what options do I have for reducing
All right,
that?
so-
Now, how does
basically-
it drop you? How do you drop stress again?
Okay, so basically, damage and injury, page 174. But okay, let's see. I'm not. I'm not spending. I haven't spent more threat to do more damage.
Good.
But and I didn't. And I am going to spend 1 threat to is attempting to kill you. All right. So total up any resistance you have. You don't have any armor. So your total stress, because you're a human, is going to be +3. And I believe it is your fitness. And here, let me find it. But you're going to have more than 9. But when you take more than 5, you are potentially injured, which is basically dropped, taken out of the combat. If you take an additional injury, then you might very well die.
Nice.
So, all right. So you can fend off 1 injury per scene by spending 2 momentum. If an injury is avoided,
You should do that.
We have one. We have 1 momentum.
We have 2.
we have
Oh,
2.
we have 2. Good.
We have 2.
So you can
All right.
you still take any of the other effects, such as the stress. You still take 9 stress.
It'll take all
Another
the stress.
swipe like that will
Kill you.
Potentially.
Yeah,
And as a
potentially
complication, you are pushed back into the waiting arms of the one that is still attached to the wall. And you are now entangled in its arms as it is going to aggravate you.
All I can think of is Sarah McLachlan now.
in the arms of an anglerfish.
I will remember you.
In the arms of
You can only avoid an injury once per scene. If you had any red shirts with you, you could divert the injury onto them, but you don't.
By the
Yep.
way, coming on this away mission, what would we have like defense wise?
Oh, everybody would have a phaser 1.
Okay.
I mean, except for him, because he's a Marine. He's
What
not
about
a phaser 2.
photonic grenades or whatever.
No grenades.
He's a Marine.
He doesn't
No,
have...
I'm a Marine.
Yeah.
You're not.
I was
I blame
advocating.
the person that advocated breaking up the party and then climbed up and started flashing things with a tricorder.
But you just went back and made the same decision.
All right,
you
anyway.
idiot.
Next,
So good argument.
next up, Rosenstein.
Yes.
You're being jumped by a whole bunch of these guys. They are trying to dogpile you. There are 4 of them.
Starfish pile.
Okay.
All right, so this is going to be... However, this is an opposed check with your daring plus security versus their daring plus security.
Okay.
And if you roll higher, you roll damage.
Oh, nice. All right. We spent that momentum to dodge his thing.
Yeah,
right?
that's all
Okay,
good.
that's good.
Momentum stands at 0.
All righty.
So the first one to hit you, the first one to come at you it's got 2 hits.
Okay. I've got 3 successes.
Okay, roll. Your hand-to-hand damage is going to be equal to your, let's see, it's your security stat plus. Hold on.
Okay.
Here's the dice. Roll that for your security,
Thank you.
and I've got it written down. And ties favor the attacker. All right, let's see here. So, you have maximum stress capacity equal to your fitness plus security, plus 3 for being a human.
Nice.
Your stress will return to normal after a brief rest.
Okay.
Okay. Next is. All right.
So what's my damage is security plus what?
It is going to be security plus. Let me find it for your using your weapon as a club.
Nice.
I'm just going to say it's a flat plus 2. So roll 6 dice. Tell me how
You
many.
mean 7 dice.
I'm sorry. Yes, 7 dice.
I do 7
Okay.
damage.
All right, you smack one really hard in its center mass, and it falls off of you and sort of jiggles on the ground.
All right.
The second one to hit you it gets a 1.
Do I roll these individually?
Yeah, these are rolled individually.
Oh, okay.
So roll another
That's
2.
That's a miss. And that's 2 successes.
Okay. Ties favor the attacker, but you win.
Do I roll damage again?
Yes.
Ouch. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay. Crunch. One of its arms falls off. And it lies on the ground and jiggles. Another one gets 2 successes.
19, ouch. 11, that was 1 success.
Okay. Give me the
Damage dice.
damage dice.
Oh, that's horrible.
Oh, look at all those effects. All right, so
Ouch.
that is 2, 4, 6, 8.
Did I get any momentum from being successful against the last 2?
Yeah, you got. Let's see. You won by 4 successes, was it?
Uh-huh.
All right, so that is worth. It only got 2, so yeah, that is worth 2, which
momentum?
you are going to need to spend right now
To avoid that injury.
to avoid that injury, as it wraps around your neck with one of its whippy arms, and you can feel the spiky horns digging into your skin.
Ouch.
It you're bleeding profusely now, but you're still up.
Awesome.
And finally, the last one has 2 successes as as you get swarmed.
I rolled an 8, which is a success.
Yes.
And a 1.
A 1 is 2 successes.
Which is 2 successes.
So you
I
will
got
do
3.
damage to him.
Yeah, baby. Bring it on, scumbag. Stupid starfish.
Scumfish.
4, 6, 8. 8.
Okay. Crunch, as it breaks more or less in half. Now there are 2 5-armed starfish wiggling on the ground.
Oh, God.
It is most upsetting looking.
This is not good.
Meanwhile, upstairs, you guys are surrounded by flailing arms. It is, and everything is flashing yellow. It is not good. You are both being attacked. You'll both need to give me daring plus security rolls.
10 for me.
It is
15.
16 and 19.
16 and a 19. Okay.
9 and an 8.
Okay. All right. One of them throws itself at O'Neill, who nimbly ducks, and it falls down the shaft and lands with a crack. One of them, however, hits Tassas squarely across the waist with its smacky arm.
No bueno.
2, 4, 6, 7.
Oh, no bueno.
And okay, 8, 9. All right, so you are going to take 9 stress, and an injury.
Ew.
However, you don't have any momentum to avoid the injury directly, and you don't have any red shirts to kill off in your
Thanks for
place.
taking that momentum.
Did
Everybody told me
O'Neill
to.
get a momentum for ducking under that starfish?
Yeah, you got 1.
He got 1. All right, well, we got 1 in the pool. We're going to need him, okay?
Now, what you can do is add to threat
Yes.
to get momentum that you don't normally have.
It's a trap. Spend a momentum, or spend a threat to get a second momentum.
If
Spend
you-
both momentum to avoid the injury.
Okay. That thing.
Yeah, because otherwise you are out of the. You are out, essentially, taken down. The next thing that so it is now. Let's see. Okay, so basically, you guys are able to take actions. You are currently being very thoroughly hugged by this guy. This starfish likes you a little too much. Mm-hmm. It's still attached to the wall, but
It's non-consensual.
It's still not a happy place.
Yeah.
You can attempt a daring plus security roll to break out. However, if you fail, you might take more damage. However, you might also get.
me out, bitch.
You sure can.
One of those.
Emergency beam
Also,
out.
if you don't fail, it'll probably continue to strangle you on the next round. So, all right. So you're gonna hit
I'm
your combat.
assuming I'm a science guy. I'm not getting out by my own will. That's what I'm assuming. So
Okay, so I'm rolling meanwhile for whoever's on the transporter control.
please help me.
All right.
Emergency beam out.
Emergency beam out. All right. Okay, what's Rosenstein doing?
Wait, what about us?
No, we're going around in the order of
there.
Oh.
In the order of importance.
well, the order of the order that they acted on.
Or,
Yes, from least to most.
or order of the idiots.
Zing. Well played.
Order
Well,
of
we'd have
idiots.
started with you, sir.
Oh,
Well, no, you're the one who broke up the party, remember?
Oh,
Yeah, you're going to
idiot.
put that at my feet? Good.
Yes.
Currently, I took damage.
you took some damage. You are
Am I wrapped up?
no. You are standing tall around a pile of these things. There is one in your face.
Okay.
That is the one that wrapped its arm around your neck.
Okay, is my rifle currently set? Oh, my rifle's still set to char the wall.
You can shoot one. However, if you are attacking to kill, it will cost you a momentum.
Why?
Because that is the tax on attacking to kill.
All right. So...
In which case, it would be a threat.
Right. Can I switch to area effect? Because that is one of the things that
Yes.
area,
you can
area
take
effect
you
is a
can take
phaser
one of
rifle
your
thing.
simple actions to your extra actions to do that.
I want to clear half of the room I'm pointing at.
That is you can crank up the output on a phaser rifle just fine.
Yeehaw.
But I mean, at the moment there are only 2 standing up. So
Oh. Still, are they both in front of me?
yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to mow these suckers down. Not to kill, just
Yeah,
to...
that's fine. To zap them.
Yep.
Also, another thing you can do to take an extra action is you can spend... Here, let me find it. Momentum spends... Extra actions. There, you can spend one of your determination. You have
Right.
one, so...
Right.
Or you can spend... and I'd say that this is within the values of good old Rosenstein.
Okay.
All right, so all right, so let's see. Yeah, you can spend an action to take 2 shots.
Okay. All right. Well, then we're going to do, and it's daring plus security?
Control plus security for shots, and the base difficulty is 2.
Alrighty.
First
control.
one is right in your face, so no additional difficulty. Actually, no, I'm sorry. It raises the difficulty when it's in your face. Let me find it.
I have 3
within-
successes right now. A 9 and a 4.
Okay, it is within range. Within reach range. So, yeah, having a dactarg stuck between your ribs is pretty distracting.
It is.
You'll need all 3. It ties favor the attacker, but you get no momentum.
Okay. Fair enough. I will take it.
All right, so damage.
To hopefully hit both of them, I need to damage dice.
Oh, yes. Handy dandy, patented Star Trek Adventures damage dice. You're looking for a 5.
11.
Okay. It is, you singe some sensitive-looking wigglies, and it falls writhing to the ground, smoking slightly.
Awesome. Determination.
Okay, second strike.
Yes.
This is at close range. It's in the same room, so you're going to need 2 successes to hit.
Alrighty. That was a 14, which ties it, which is a success. Oh, fudge. And a 20.
And a 20.
Sorry, Wiggy.
Okay.
Just don't hit me.
I'm shooting in your general direction.
It is the one that was right on you. There's a flash of energy as it is. You take 1 stress, which is not enough to kill you.
I've got 2 left. So.
Yeah. Once you're out, then you're in trouble.
All right.
You take 1 stress, and it also is going to destroy your comm badge.
Damn it. No. So you go, oh.
There's a there's a sizzle and it also wastes your tricorder.
Oh, so all your starfish data. Oh.
It's okay.
Now you're mad.
It's all in here. It's all in here. It's all in my heart.
Don't say that.
All right.
Because now your heart's going to die.
Oh.
All right, heading up to the next victim.
Okay, so
That's the
now,
direction he's going.
O'Neill, you're facing down a bunch of starfish. These guys are going to get you if you stay in this room.
Gotcha. I was gonna go full phaser blast to their computer system.
Okay.
Try to blow it up.
All right. Zap the console. Sure.
Yeah.
That's an option.
Yeah, we'll do that.
All right. Give me a roll of control plus security, just for kicks and grins.
Can I assist with experimental tech?
Not in this case.
Okay.
You can tell him what to do and roll presence plus
bigger crystal.
command.
I rolled a 2 and an 18. Is the 2? It's one
two-
success.
2. Do you have a specialty
That's a
relating to
10.
shooting things?
I just have hand to hand.
Okay, and give me a roll for your presence plus command.
That was a 10. I rolled a 3.
Okay, success.
8 and a 3.
All right, so that is two successes. What happens next is your phaser fire. It hits the odd crystalline structures and reflects everywhere. There's laser light. It's very pretty.
Nice.
The stuff starts exploding. It's
Now we can exit Indiana Jones.
It's
style.
a bad scene. You see that they seem to be very distracted now.
I like
In
it.
fact, the first thing you see is they are wiggling frantically.
Just the ones in our room, or
And
all
you're-
of them?
Well,
like,
the ones you can see in front of you.
Okay, I didn't know if maybe they
We're
started
doing
wiggling
away.
too and let him go.
They were pretty wiggly anyway, so it's hard to tell.
Fair enough. Emergency beam out. What?
Okay, so
can't.
it's your turn. Oh, well, I mean,
Wiggy can't. You
You
can.
can't. You can. You
it's
can
a
go.
Oh, I mean, you don't know that
I guess
he's
can.
been.
Yeah, you don't know what's going on
God.
with us.
I know, but do I leave my team behind?
Well, I mean,
If
you're
he's
Emergency
relying
beam out
on
should mean everybody,
Oh, but
maybe.
Or what?
or beam the away team back to the ship.
You
or-
can use more
maybe.
syllables. It's all good.
Yeah.
I could
I mean, this-
there were room for me to
Starfleet
put
regulation-
my syllables in between your alls.
Starfleet regulation says that in the event of overwhelming hostilities that by starfish monsters, that it is appropriate to extract your team.
Page 96.
It's paragraph 2.
But my whole team won't go.
I don't know that.
Okay, so emergency beam out.
Okay, you hit your. All right. At the end of the round, everybody but our buddy Fleetwood disappears in a sparkle of yellow light. No. And that's where we're ending tonight on Gaming with Scott.
I wanted to leap over and grab him.
See, you guys see what's
Well, he'd already called it as well.
What's going to happen is that the ship's going to vanish, and you're going to find me 20 years later, and I've turned into this
Starfish,
starfish man creature.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway,
Or
next
they
time.
breed with you.
Next time
Yeah, that's what
on
I'm saying.
Gaming with
There's going
Scott.
to be like crustacean babies running around.
Oh no!
All right.
Well, we'll see what happens next time to poor Mr. Fleetwood as he's been left behind
On Gaming
After
with
he's-
Scott.
on Gaming with Scott.
We thank you for listening. As teary-eyed as it have to be right now.
I'm sorry, Fleetwood.
And as always, you'll hear from us real soon.
Don't leave me.
That'll do us tonight for Star Trek Adventures. You can send us an email at feedback@gamingwithscott.com. John Garlick is at JPMGarlic. Jay Duguay is at @1_nerdy_mama. John Kennedy is at JKMyth. And me, Scott T, is at GamingWScott. This is a Southgate Media podcast. As you boldly go through your life, remember to make the galaxy a better place than it was yesterday. And as always, you'll hear from us real soon. Bye.